Working with brands that do the right thing. And in the face of unexpected power outages, in the face of storms, wildfires, flooding, hurricanes, you need to make sure that this isn't a situation that we have to face, which is being out of power. Being out of power is horrendous. When we talk about replacement power, backup power, typically our mind goes to generators, traditional generators that are, gasoline powered, and they're noisy and messy and there's fumes and it's not so great. EcoFlow over the past 6 years has reinvented the way we think about power, the way we think about power stations, backup power. This is their River series. It's the River 2 Pro, which is the most powerful that they offer in this line, and we have a special opportunity on this Saturday afternoon. We're going to talk about a lot of things, and certainly I do want to start by saying that our hearts and prayers are with all of those in California who have been struggling with these devastating wildfires. It is truly horrendous, and we're proud that HSN has made a donation. If you would like to join us, you can go to the American Red Cross. Obviously, every little helps, and we are grateful, so grateful for you taking part. One of the things that we have to do in 2025 is make sure that we are prepared, that we are, I suppose, set for anything, prepared for the unexpected. This is a system that is easy to use, that any one of us can have in a condo, apartment, townhouse, big house, small house. It's one of the most desirable EcoFlows because it's actually a much smaller, more compact unit that's easier to go from room to room. I can go from the kitchen to the bedroom. I can go outside. Heck, I can go camping with this and do a lot of fun things, but it's backup power where I need it. I want to take you through the offer that we have tonight. You can buy the EcoFlow for $329.99. So $329.99, it's a great value. That's down from $600, so nearly half off the price. Or, and we know this will be the most popular option, you can do the EcoFlow with the fantastic specialty bag, and this is a great backpack bag that obviously stores this, and you can do a lot of other things with it. That's included with a solar panel. The solar panel, which can be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, this means you'll always have power. This will give you ongoing, never-ending power to your EcoFlow. That plus that plus that gives you a retail of just shy of $1,000. We're only 70 bucks more at $399. So that's nearly $1,000. We're at $399 for the bundle. There's a lot, obviously, to get involved in and to talk about, and $419 on that bundle. There's a lot to talk about, certainly, with our opportunity today, but one of the things that you should always listen to is an expert. And we have that expert in the name of Mr. Justin Hyatt. Man with a plan from EcoFlow, and you were just at CES again.
Just at CES. For all of you wondering, what is CES? Consumer Electronics Show, it's, used to be called Comdex 20 years ago. It's the #1 electronic show in the whole entire world. It's where every piece of innovative technology is usually launched, and that's what we do with EcoFlow, is just pure innovation and always launching new stuff. Going over there and being with them, seeing all the new product is always exciting, but it's even more exciting seeing just regular people like you walking in and saying, I love that. When that happens, you get to have true conversations. And when you have those true conversations, it's all very similar. It's, wow, so many different ways that I can use this. And that's one of the things that we love about the River 2 Pro, is that there is so many different ways to use it. Power stations are a source of power. That's where we store our power, but it's also how we have our output of power. And when we think about having some type of backup power, we want something that's going to be able to power most of the things in our home, right? Something that weighs less than 20 pounds can power 80% of your home appliances. In fact, most of your large appliances in your house right now. And yet, under 20 pounds, this is the most powerful that we have. Now, we have a River line, and we also have our Delta line. Yeah. We have a River 2, we've got a River 2 Max. This is our River 2 Pro. It is the most powerful in the River line that we have, so we're very excited to be able to just offer it in general, but we love that it's something that's portable and something still manageable.
Justin, 10 years ago, you would not be sat here talking about this type of product. To discuss how innovative it is, really, it's an exceptional evolution of power.
Even just thinking about that, 10 years ago, I was presenting power banks that were $70.
Right.
And all they did was, charge our phones.
Right.
This can power 80% of your home appliances. This is over 1,000 watt hours of power. And yet, when you think about it, over 1,600 watts can be powered from this. And yet, look at this, a full display. And you know, it's amazing. Technology does change so fast, and that's one of the exciting things when you even go to see these shows and see all the different technology. But thinking about seeing things, that's what this is. That display tells you every bit of information that you need, and we'll show you in real time how that works. But as soon as you turn it on, it's going to give you a window into every piece of information that you need. How many watts you're using, how many watts is actually powering up your power station, how long it'll take to power it up, or even how long it can power any of the things in your life. And what does it power? It powers your life, but powers all the other things in your life, like a light, like a CPAP machine, like a microwave oven or a blow dryer or a TV. You know, we think about entertainment, we think of peace of mind. It's when we can check off something on our list that when we feel like in those emergency moments, it's one less thing to think about. Yeah. And now, yeah, it's nice to know the phone and the laptop, and those are great things. But to know that this is the difference between being hot and cold, or having cold food or hot food, and then yeah, how about all the different tools that you can use? My dad literally just sent me a video before I came out here. He had he was using his blower that we had, a Sunjoe blower that we had. He actually was powering. This is no joke. I wish I had a picture to show you. He had a little table saw that he had outside, and he plugged it into his river too.
Because you can.
He's always doing these things, but yeah, he's proud, and exactly because he can, and that's what we love about it.
So we're going to get started on our journey into EcoFlow, and I obviously want to kind of bring your thoughts to, listen, when the power goes out in our home for just 20 minutes, we're kind of not happy. We're looking at our watches. We're looking out the windows. Is the power out at the neighbor's house? How much longer is it going to be out? I've got my favorite TV show starting. But when the power's out for an hour to 2 to 12 to 20 and beyond, it becomes a real situation because we rely on power for everything. Whether it's our refrigerator or a fan, whether it's our CPAP machine, all of these things require power, and that's what EcoFlow is able to do. I want to let you know we do have VIP financing on the bundle for $419 and change, down from nearly $1,000. That VIP financing on any HSN card or QVC card, it brings it down to $34 and change, so certainly take advantage of that. We have learned, sometimes the hard way, because I think all of us, whether it's ourselves here in Florida over the past year with the horrendous hurricanes that we had to deal with, or through friends or family who have been touched by any type of disaster, we've learned the reality, which is unpredictability is something we have to be prepared for. And Justin, when you have this, you're ready for that winter storm. You're ready for the unexpected, and that feels good.
Well, when you live in these environments, you adapt to them. Right. You know, when I was living in Minneapolis, you adapt to knowing at some point it's going to be 30 below. We have to be ready. We have to have salt for even just the driveways, have the snow blowers, all of these different things we prepare for. Here in Florida, we know every single year we're guaranteed to have major thunderstorms and what? Hurricanes. Wherever you live in the country, we all have to expect all of these different seasons that bring all of these just inclement type of experiences. I know we were just showing you the cold temperatures across the country right now. Where do you live? What kind of home do you live in? Wouldn't it be nice to know that you can have something reliable? When we think about reliability, it comes down to you, the consumer, who says, I not only bought that, but I used it, and I do feel reliable. In fact, it does feel reliable. And I said that because when you look at the reviews, you go to hsn.com and you look at our reviews, EcoFlow is the #1 power brand here at HSN. We're also the #1 power station brand in the United States. In the United States. Talk about reliability. EcoFlow actually worked with the evacuees and those first responders in LA, ensuring that we were able to get power stations to all of those different individuals so that even the first responders were able to, at the Pasadena Bowl, be able to have all of these different power stations. That's reliability. Wow. Talk about being able to have something that's easy to use. That's what we love about reliability too. When you were to compare this, what are we comparing to? What we'd be comparing to the only two other options, Adam, like you said, 10 years ago when this didn't exist, what did? And still does, gas and propane generators. One touch of a button, that's it. I see my display, and so when that happens, when the storm starts to kind of roll in and the lights start to flicker, or maybe there's just one of those down power lines, or maybe it's the heavy ice that's weighing now on our power lines. Wouldn't it be nice to just say, that's okay. We're not going to get worried. We're not going to stress. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to plug in our light. We're going to plug in our fan. And I also talked about, you know, the entertainment aspect of it. It's also the line of communication, about plugging in your router. You know, when we think about being out of power, we think, well, we got no internet. Well, that means, well, we have no entertainment. We might not have any communication. Plug your router in, and now you'll still be able to have internet, because when you don't have power to your router, your internet's not out. you don't have power to your router, you can't have that type of entertainment to your television. So now plug your TV, plug your light in, plug your fan in. And I want you to go back here to the display because now I want you to see when we talked about in real time, the fact that we get to use this inside, you get to see right here on our kitchen island, using this inside where it's safe, it'll tell me exactly how long. Those are hours that it can run my light and my fan that's powered right now. What about the big stuff? Now, Adam, we might say with something that weighs just a little less than 20 pounds, something that weighs 17 pounds, we say, well, it'd be a mini fridge. It's not just a mini fridge. No. In fact, it's your full-size refrigerator. Walk with me really quickly because I want you to see this. We have a full-size refrigerator. Do you have any type of medicine that needs to stay cool? How about the food? Food right now, as we all know and we all experience week in and week out, is very expensive. We don't think twice because we have to, right? We need food, we need water. Those are the two things, of course, that we get as we start to get prepared for these types of storms too. And often we can't get prepared. We see what happens with these tornadoes and these storms that just come out of nowhere. Well, whether you get prepared in that sense or not for food and water, you can get prepared today for power because we need power for all those different things like our food, like our water. So we'll be able to just plug this in. In fact, I'll just go ahead. I'm going to turn the AC button on really quickly, and you'll see that power go to, we have the Living Glow light bulb.
Yep.
Did you know? So when I plugged that light in, I thought that it turned everything on. Living Glow, if you don't have one, you need a Living Glow light bulb. Just turn it on. Now we've got our full refrigerator, we've got our light, we've got our fan. We could have, or for instance, we could also have our router so we can have internet, and then it goes beyond that. How about being able to then say, all right, it's nice that we can plug all those things in, but what about cooking food? All right, now I've got an induction burner. This is a Curtis Stone induction burner. I should get some kickbacks from these Curtis Stone mentions. I love Curtis Stone. By the way, I have all my pans are Curtis Stone. This is an induction burner right here, plugged right into our EcoFlow. We're now cooking food. We're also keeping our food cool in the refrigerator, lighting a fan for 2 straight hours. So then that brings me to the point, which is 99% of the time you're going to be using this for fun things. Take this outside. As my dad uses it for the TV outside or for the table saw outside, or when we go tailgating and using this for our flat top grill, find fun ways to use it. That's what we love about the size. But for that 1% time where you truly need something reliable and you need to fall back on something, that's what we love in those emergencies, that you can use it for fun, emergencies, and hopefully way more fun than emergency.
You know, we have the luxury of an hour in this presentation and it still never feels like there's enough time. There's so much to tell you. You got to start with this. EcoFlow is the best in the world at what they do. So if you were looking to buy a power station now in 2025 in the United States of America, EcoFlow is the #1 brand. It's the most preferred brand. It's the most premium brand. They are the innovators. At the Consumer Electronics Show just a few days ago, it's EcoFlow everywhere.
Like a review.
We launched EcoFlow on this network 6 years ago. So EcoFlow and HSN have this wonderful partnership. So we get the newest products, we get the best prices. So that's fantastic. We get a lot of people saying, listen, I want a power station, but I don't want to spend $1,000. And I don't want one of these massive ones. I don't want one which has to be on a trolley. I don't want one that's going to be so heavy because it's just me at home. No, it's just me and my significant other. I don't need this massive power station for a 5-bedroom home. With response to that, EcoFlow brought out this, the incredible River Pro. And this is a series that is meant for every one of us in any situation. It's smaller, it's powerful, it's compact, and it really is portable to a level that most aren't. The joy of this series is that the price is obviously not $1,000 anymore. Now, please understand, normally at retail, it's around $1,000. But HSN, with our discounts, we're down to $419 and change, and that's for the bundle. You can get the other EcoFlows even with our prices, the $999 or $1,499 or $2,000 depending on what you buy. But what we found is that for most of America, this is the sweet spot. It's what we want, it's what we need, it gets the job done. We just powered that full-size refrigerator. The food will not spoil. The medication that needs to be cooled will stay cool. We're able to do all the things in the living room, in the kitchen, the bedroom that we need to do to live normally. The bundle is always going to sell fastest because the bundle is the undeniable value. Well, look, you get the premium bag, right? The backpack bag where this can fit and other things as well, and you're going to get the solar panel, hundreds of dollars of extras, nearly $1,000 combined. We're down to $420. That's like nearly 60% off the price. Solar panel we'll get to in a few moments, which is important, and of course free shipping and handling is there. This is the only presentation of the day. And I do want to really, again, I'm very sensitive to this. But obviously over the past days and past couple of weeks, the demand for power stations has been so great, so huge for our neighbors and friends in California. So I do want to make sure that everybody knows that when we are saying we're offering these are not on back order. This isn't 5 weeks until you get it. We have them in stock right now, ready to be shipped out immediately. So that's important to me that you know that although many stores have sold out, we have these available because of our relationship with EcoFlow. Justin, this is a true game changer. And as we always say, and we've said it for years now, when we talk about power, backup power, your mind doesn't think of something like this.
Well, you know, I'm going to have to steal this from you, because as often you would say, when I say backup power, you think generator, right? That's always what we've always, considered to be the only option. In fact, for some of us still, that's the only option, because we didn't think that something like this existed. So now a generator and gasoline. When we think about getting prepared, we have to go ahead and store some gas. You can't own a gas generator, a propane generator in an apartment or condo. So what do you fall back on? What about storing gasoline? These are limited. Gas is limited. We have to wait in line. What happens when we run out of gas? Why have this that weighs 70 pounds when I can have something like this?
Very good.
Right? Something that weighs just 20 pounds. In fact, less than that, 17 pounds. Something that is now the most powerful in our River 2 line. This is our River 2 Pro, and I have to emphasize, we have a River 2, we have a River 2 Max, and then we have our River 2 Pro. This is the most powerful power station that we have in the River line, the most powerful that we have under 20 pounds. Powering up to 1,600 watts of power. We talked about fuel. When we need this to be able to go ahead and refuel our generators, how do we refuel our power station? That's why typically most of you pick up the bundle. Why? Because now I've got my solar panel. With the solar panel, I've got fuel, free fuel, infinite fuel from the sun to power up my power station. That little carry handle, I can pick this up, carry it with me. The emphasis on portability, but even further now, because you're also getting that backpack. You can put this in the backpack, it'll live in the backpack, you maybe never even have to take it out. But it's nice to know it's even more portable. When you get the solar panel out, you have a 110 watt solar panel that you're going to be getting today. You can have another 110 watt solar panel, so 220 watts of total solar input. If you wanted to recharge your power station just by the power of the sun, less than 3 hours. In fact, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours to be able to power this up. That's just the morning. Put it out in the morning, the sun's going to charge it, and now you can recharge it in just 2.5 hours. How about this? Plugging it into the wall, just via the AC outlet. You can recharge this in 70 minutes, just a little over an hour. That is unbelievably fast when you consider all the things that it can do. Here's the other really cool thing. When you have your solar panel, and I want you to do this when you get this at home, and this can be at 100%, take it outside. And then what you're going to notice is now it's not just a power station, it's what we call a solar generator. All of the power that you are absorbing through your solar panel is going to pass through your power station to any little electronics that you've got plugged in. That's a free 110 watts of power that I can go ahead and be using. So for instance, if I want to be charging phones, I could be charging phones infinitely during the day. Fans and lights infinitely during the day. If I have 220 watts of solar, that means I could be running my refrigerator all day. So when I show you any of these different kind of numbers, we talk about how long it can power a refrigerator for. That's just off of the power itself, not including the idea of using this also as a solar generator. So when I say tailgate, but do not forget to bring your solar panel too.
That's the joy of this particular model, is that it truly is portable. Before the show, talking to our director, Mark, who's bought an EcoFlow, our producer, Rocky, who's bought an EcoFlow, me, who's bought an EcoFlow, 4 or 5 years ago now. It took me about a year of presenting them to really understand how extraordinary this innovation is. But I would never be without it now. And I do want to make, certainly a note to all of us at home who might be alone, who don't have somebody else with us, a significant other, to lean on in times of hardship, right? When the power goes out, it's scary. When you're plunged into darkness, it's scary. It's a little easier when there's somebody next to you that you can grab onto, right? And work through the situation and live out the situation. But I do think of everybody who is alone and doesn't have that other person there. And I want you to know that in those moments, EcoFlow is there for you, because EcoFlow is not hard to use. You don't have to go outside and pull a hand crank or fill it with gasoline. You're gonna press a button. You'll plug in the heater so we can stay warm in bed tonight. You'll plug in the refrigerator so we can keep our food cool. We'll plug in our laptop so we can still get online and see what's going on. Plug in the television. This is a wonderful product that we can own and we can have that can give us that peace of mind. Again, this particular model is more versatile than any other because it's the right size and it's the right price. Obviously, not everybody wants to spend $1,500 on a power station, no matter how good it is. We're at $419, which is 60% off nearly the full price, which is just shy of $1,000. So you've got a great offer today for sure. As is always the case now, as more and more of you become more and more familiar with EcoFlow and the offers that we do, the bundle is outselling. So the bundle is $419.99, which is the solar panel and the bag. The bundle is outselling just the EcoFlow by 5 to 1. 5 to 1. So for every 5 of these that are sold, only 1 of the EcoFlow by itself is sold. So the bundle getting limited. Our producer, Rocky, letting me know, let's do this. There's a lot of calls coming in. It's obviously a big weekend. A lot of people shopping, looking for deals and bargains, and we've got the biggest one. We are already, listen to this, over 400 sold. We've only been here for 20 minutes. So we're gonna take a little bit of an early break just to process these calls and see how many are now left, especially in that bundle. And heavens above, I should tell you as well while it's on my mind, you gotta think about HSN Plus and QVC Plus, because whenever you need to be entertained, HSN Plus has got all of the shows, including me. I know, every Monday we're gonna do open house. It's 9 to midnight. You never know what you're gonna see. This Monday's a huge night for us, so make sure you join me there. There's Bob Sacosta, he's always around. Every single night at 9 o'clock there's a big show, whether it's gonna be The List with Debbie D on Thursday, whether it's Beauty Report with Amy, on Wednesday, What a Girl Wants, on a Tuesday with Sarah, or brand new Friday Night Finds on Friday.